Well, hello, folks. You clicked on this video because you want to know, how to get this boy, Nidus Prime. He just came out, just fresh off the batch. And now you want to farm for him yourself, and you want to know, like, what's the easiest method? How do I do it? I'm gonna teach you two methods. One is way better than the other, but currently only available right now. And the other is more sort of long-term. So, now that he's out, you can always just go to your relic tab, like this, and you have like listed the new relics that have like the new stuff. So you got one Neo relic, one Lith relic, one Axo relic, and one Meso relic, containing like the different parts, like the blueprint for Nidus himself, and the system's chassis, neuroptics, and the whatnots. It's not just Nidus, it's also the new Strun Prime, which has its own set of relics, and the Magnus Prime, which also has its own set of relics. Now, what you can do, obviously, is you can just hover over one of these relics and press tab, and it'll show you all the different places that you can get these relics from, right? So as you can see, they are just drops from a million billion different missions. That being said, some are better farming spots than others are. Depending on like how big the drop pool is and how fast you can clear these missions. Normally, when you just want to go out and farm for relics as fast as possible, a lot of people like going to the Void, specifically the capture mission on Ukko, because that mission will always reward you with either a Neo relic or a Meso relic. And capture missions you can complete pretty goddamn fast. So the only problem here is that like there's a big drop pool. There's a lot of different relics that can drop from that mission, so you gotta be a bit lucky to get specifically the Neo relics and Meso relics that you need. When it comes to the Lith relic, then you instead go to Hepit in the Void. That is also a capture mission, which also awards you a Lith relic on completion. You can do that in like 60 to 90 seconds or so. So you can farm up relics pretty fast. So that's one way. Another way is by doing Void Storms, the new relic type mission, because it also rewards you with relics upon completion. As you can see here on Venus, these mission nodes, Beacon, Shield Ring, Bifrost Echo, Cithran, Falling Glory, Killikin, etc., etc. These are all nodes that you find in Railjack. So what you can do when you're in the process of like just cracking open your relics, you got a couple of Nidus relics, you want to start cracking them open. Hopefully you'll get the Nidus parts. I recommend doing that in Void Storms, because a lot of these Void Storms will also award you with new relics for completion, and they can reward you with upgraded versions of the relics, like the Radiant versions that have a bigger chance of getting you the more rare parts. So that's all well and good. However, currently there is a much better version of getting him. So, if you check the relics right now where they drop, you'll notice at the bottom that it says Cetus Bounties. Cetus Bounties. Cetus Bounties. And Isovaults, but primarily Cetus Bounties. And that is because right now, Operation Plaguestar is back, and it's going to be here for close to a month, something like that, 3-4 weeks, something like that, until September 30th. So this method will only work until September 30th. After that, it's going to be harder to farm for Nidus Prime. You're just going to have to do it the normal way, just farming for relics in whatever mission you can think of, primarily like the ones I tipped you off on. Also worth noting that the two methods I just told you, the Void missions, Ukko and Hepit, will not give you Axi relics. Only Lith, Meso, and Neo. If you want Axi relics, most people run the Disruption mission on Lua, and stay as long as possible before you have to extract, because that is the single best spot for farming Axi relics quickly in the game right now. Another option is obviously running Axi level Void Storms, because they can reward you with Axi relics as a mission reward for running them. And just like before, these can be radiant relics, so that cuts down your farming time by a lot. So, right now... Oof.
He has toxin enough to destroy the board,
Indeed.
but no, he wants it to flourish.
Right now, you have to talk to him and ask him about the infestation, and after that, you can do the mission.
To see them destroy.
Right now, we have Operation Plague Star that you can run. You want to run this anyway because you'll get a bunch of good rewards for it. You'll get the Plague Zaws, you'll get the Exodia Arcanes, pre-built Formas, a couple of weapons that you can't get any other way. The new Ghoul Saw, just a bunch of cool stuff that you can get if you haven't gotten it already. But as you can also see, where it says that you can get these as mission rewards, these are a bunch of Meso Relics, Neo Relics, Axi Relics, and this is in fact the relics that give you the NIDUS parts, the Strun Prime parts, and the Magnus Prime parts. These are all of these relics. So you might be wondering,
All right, chop chop.
how do I get them, right? Do I just get them as mission rewards for doing the bounty, like just doing the different bounty stages? And the answer to that is yes. The answer to that is yes, that is correct. Oh man, my game is laggy for this. So laggy. There's a lot of people playing right now, I guess. That's okay. But that's not the only part. For you see, one of these stages will require you to fight against something called a Hemocyte. The final stage of this mission. The Hemocytes are like just versions of Lephantis. They're gonna be spawning from this boil. And every Hemocyte that spawns right now has a chance of giving you one of these relics as well. They've added that to the reward pool just as drops from the Hemocytes. And there is a method for increasing the number of Hemocytes that you have to fight when you do this mission. So you obviously want to max that out if you can. We'll get to that in a couple of seconds. So yeah, step 1 of this bounty. Steal the Thrax Toxin. Step 2. Plop the mixer into the thing. And at this point, you can go to your gear wheel, right here, and you have these two items here, the Eidolon Phylaxis and the Infested Catalyst. Now you can feed these into this console here, 4 of each at maximum. By doing so, you will increase the level of the enemies, and you will also increase the rate at which they spawn. So you're making the mission harder for yourself, but you're also increasing your mission rewards. Now at this point in the mission, I tend to recommend people to switch to your Necromech, if you have one, because a Necromech will absolutely trivialize both stages 2, 3, and 4 of this mission. So, you know, if you have a Necromech, that is playing Plague Star on easy mode. If you don't have a Necromech, don't worry, this is a very popular event, a lot of people are going to be running it. Most of the time, you're going to have a full squad of people helping you. Everything's going to be fine. And we're done. Now just get your mixture. Now we're just going to transport it to the boil. And there we go. We have now reached the big disgusting boil. Now be careful, don't walk too close to it, because it will emit toxin that will pretty much kill you immediately. Like immediately. Don't stand on the boil. See there? Got one of the relics. Very nice. Now, I recommend to just go back into your Necromech if you want to. It's not super hard anyway, but this is the stage where we're just supposed to kill a bunch of infested enemies. And depending on how many of these catalysts and phylaxes or whatever that you've used, will spawn in more and more of them. And they will be at a higher level.
Knock it on the
And then, as you can see, at select points, be it like 30% health, 25%, 75%, it depends on like how you know how much you chucked into that thing. One of these guys is gonna spawn. It's just Lephantis. You've done the Lephantis fight. You wait until he opens up his thing, and then you shoot him in his thing. That's basically how you fight him. Now I chucked in four of those catalysts, so I'm gonna have to fight 4 of them. But every one of them has a chance of giving you a NIDUS relic. And there we go. So, like, that was a bit of a bad run, all things considered, but that still gave me 2 of the new relics I needed. This one gets me a part for the Magnus Prime, and this one gives me a part for NIDUS Prime. So, that's my recommendation to all you people. Just run Plague Star over and over and over again, and you want to run Plague Star over and over anyway because of the rewards for it. Those are over here by Nakak. If you check her operational supply and you need to level up her and stuff, you can get a bunch of nice jazz for her here. Among all of the different things you can buy, there is the Eidolon Phylaxis, the blueprint for that, which is what you need to increase the level of the enemies that you fight, so you get like just more standing as a reward, which is nice. So you can buy all of the other stuff from this store, which I recommend that you do. That is for another video. But the really important one is here, your bio lab in the dojo, because this is where you can get the blueprint for, boom, the infested catalyst. So once you just get that from your bio lab, you can replicate it as many times as you want in your foundry. From your foundry, you can simply craft them here. The Eidolon Phylaxis, which, you know, takes some resources from the planes. And the infested catalyst, which is just, you know, plastids, nanospores, ferrite, which you probably have in droves. And you're just gonna put those in your gear wheel. And remember, the Eidolon Phylaxis raises the level of the enemies. The infested catalyst increases the amount of hemocytes that you have to fight in the final phase. And the more hemocytes, the more NIDUS relics you will get. So make sure you always fill that one up to the maximum when you do Operation Plague Star. Even if you don't care about the rest of the rewards, which you should, and you're just farming for NIDUS, you should just get it up to 4. Just max it out. Get more relics. So that's my recommendation. That's the video in a nutshell. You can go to the Void, to Ukko and Hepit. Probably switch to solo mode to do it faster. And there you can farm for the Neo and Meso relics. You can go to the Disruption mission on Lua to farm for Axie relics. Or just do Void Storms. Or right now up until September 30th. Just see the bounties, people. Just run Operation Plague Star over and over and over again. Run Operation Plague Star the entire month of September. Operation Plague Star. You will be swimming in NIDUS relics by the time the event is over. So yeah, good hunting, Tenno, and I will see you again tomorrow for something completely different.